Your Cadillac beat truck, kills with all that type shit. Bought a Rari, I'm rich, I ain't rent one. I'm on counter where I get my tent done. If she asking for money, I send some. Get her hair and her nails and her hips done. All the trucks BP, we got 10 on. When you talk about a real one, I been one. If you point out a op, I'ma spin one. We get volume on belt, nigga, then some.
Welcome. Today we'll be covering the latest anime Last Stand update. The units I will be showing are Shinra, Benimaru, and the Night King. First up is Shinra. He has triple S in all of his stats with a critical skill tree, glitched and glorious. The fire form has crazy burn-based DPs and applies scorched, which makes enemies take 50% more damage from burn status effects for 15 seconds, with a 35-second cooldown per enemy. His sunburn does 35% more damage when attacking an enemy afflicted with any type of burn. Ability. On activation, enemies take 100% more damage from burn status effects and 50% more elemental damage from the fire element. All units of the fire element affected by this ability inflict a permanent variant of Scorched in Shinra's range. Once they step out of Shinra's range, the Scorched effect can no longer be applied. And any enemy inflicted with Scorched will take 5 times Shinra's damage and afflicts sunburn off that multiplier every 150 seconds, with a 300-second cooldown. The water form buffs other water units by 15% damage and 20% range permanent until the unit is sold and does 100% more damage to the fire element. It is a full AoE blizzard. Ability freezes all enemies in range for 25 seconds. Once the freeze wears off, it does 5 times more damage to enemies affected by it, making water units do 50% more damage for 100 seconds, with a 300-second cooldown. Insane DPS and amazing support, the nature form naturally has a 0.6% chance every 5 attacks to instantly kill an enemy. Doesn't specify if bosses can be insta-killed, but we'll see. He is full AoE. Ability. Decrease all enemies' HP by 15% with a 2,500 seconds cooldown. Infinite meta. The dark form applies black flames. He does 100% more damage to dark enemies. Don't get why he doesn't do more damage to light enemies in this form, and slows them for 35% of their current speed for 8 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. Ability. Removes 35% of the strongest unit in range's HP instantly. Doesn't work on bosses, and inflicts despair permanently, making all enemies take 50% more damage from all elements except dark. Slows them by 20%, makes them take 15% more dot damage, take 15% more crit damage, and additionally deals 100 billion damage to all enemies on the map. It has the most complicated form, but his black flames do a lot of damage. His light form inflicts bolt with a line AoE, and every 150 seconds deals 5 times Shinra's damage and re-inflicts bolt off that multiplier. For every enemy that dies through this, he gets plus 1% range up to 30% permanently, and all enemies affected by the passive take 25% more damage from Shinra for 30 seconds. Ability. Upon activation, deals 15 times Shinra's damage and inflicts bolt off that multiplier to all enemies in range. For 30 seconds, all bolt and plasma damage is increased by 50% with a 500-second cooldown. His neutral form does 50% less damage to nature in exchange for nullification against water enemies. No idea what that means. Ability sends all enemies back to spawn and decreases all unit ability cooldowns by 90%. Insane. And enemies affected by it are permanently slowed by 20% and reduces their HP by 5%, additionally doing 150 billion damage with a 5,000-second cooldown. In all, he is good with every element-related team and just good as a DPS in general. Definitely get him. Benimaru. He has Avatar with triple S in attack and speed. His sunburn-afflicted enemies receive 175% of this unit's damage over 4 seconds and have their movement speed reduced by 17%. His Black Flames-afflicted enemies receive 480% of the unit's damage over 10 seconds passive. Second-generation pyrokinetic. This unit's Black Flame duration is equivalent to this unit's current SPA. Passive, Master of Pyrokinesis. For every burn effect an enemy is under, deal 10% more damage, cap of 40%. Ability: Perfect Pyrokinesis. Upon activation, all enemies currently in this unit's AoE will have any current burn instance instantly deal its total damage. Every time an enemy is hit with this ability, it permanently takes 10% more damage from any source of burn, cap of 100%. For every enemy in this unit's AoE, plus 1% damage per enemy, cap of 50%. This buff lasts 60 seconds, 120-second global cooldown. Night King, he has glitched with Omnipotent and has double S in attack and triple S in speed in his stats. His blue flames afflicted enemies receive 130% of this unit's damage over 5 seconds. While this effect is active, incoming burn damage is increased by 20%. Passive's passive, Adaptive Night. Every wave, for 5 waves, gain plus 3% damage. Cap of 15% and plus 1.5% range. Cap of 7.5%. Once the cap is reached, this unit will permanently become a hybrid. Passive, Delusional. Night, every 60 to 75 seconds, randomly do one of the following buffs. It's 25% range, pronounce 25% damage, or 25% crit rate for 30 seconds. Abilities Manual. Ability, Elemental Power. Upon activation, this unit gains a 5% damage buff, 10% range buff, and gains the Plasma effect. 9999999-second global cooldown. Manual ability, Execution. Upon activation, destroy the 3 strongest enemies on the map and minus 15% HP to bosses. 2,200-second global cooldown. Manual ability, Worthiness. Upon activation, for every unit that's damage stat is higher than this unit's, plus 10% damage per unit, cap of 50%. For every unit that's damage stat is lower than this unit's, plus 5% range, cap of 50%. These buffs last 60 seconds, 300-second global cooldown. The new codes. Godly Update for 10 rerolls, 1 pearl. New Dungeon for 10 rerolls, 1 pearl. Fire Force for 10 rerolls, 1 pearl. I'm sorry if this seems like a low-quality video. My recording software stopped working, and my editing software keeps bugging out. But don't worry, improvements are on the way. Make sure to like and subscribe.